Hey, welcome back to Turning Point Training and Development. I am Mary Ricketts, and this is Let's Talk About It. We're going to share with you the value of combining a personal analysis and the 12-week goal strategy. Here's what's really going on. So, in working with several of my business coaching clients over the past few months, I really started noticing that there was an immediate need to really help them become more intentional about their personal analysis as well as how that is impacting them reaching and attaining and exceeding their goals. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to kind of talk about the personal analysis. I'm going to dig into that a little bit. And then we're going to talk about the 12-week goals and why that's so important. And then I'm going to show you how we've combined the two strategies together to really help make a greater impact for my clients in reaching, attaining, and exceeding their goals. So let's first chat about the value of the personal analysis. And most of us will identify with this as being that personal SWOT analysis. We just put a small twist on it to keep it simple so that we can grasp it a little better and to make it a little bit easier to think of this on a 12-week basis as well. So here's one of the reasons why this is so key and so important, because when you have a personal analysis, it is an extremely effective process that I like to use to help my clients really identify their internal strengths and weaknesses, and then analyze what the external concerns are that will impact them achieving their goals. For this is where, once we get the details on that, give me your strengths, give me your weaknesses, and then we're going to talk about and analyze what the concerns are, because that's the opportunity to take care of the internal things as well as the external. And then from this, we're able to design a strategic plan for growth. So whether it is personal or if it is professional, we get the opportunity to say, okay, this is what we really need to do. So the strengths are usually easy. We know what those are. This is the thing that I'm very good at. This is what usually comes really easy to me. And oftentimes we can think about what are the things that people are really complimenting me on. Oh, you do this so well. This comes so easy for you. And then behind the scenes what those strengths are for you as well. And sometimes it's not always just visible in the workplace or in the office. This may be, hey, I'm really great at this. It may not even pertain to your current position or job duties. So don't just think work, think about, you as the whole person, what your strengths are. And then let's talk about the weaknesses. And, usually this goes direct to a negative thought, but here's the thing, there are some things that we are just not good at, and it's okay. It's okay. If I know that I am excellent in category A, but category C is not my strength, that doesn't mean, I get an F in it. It just means that's not my strength, and that's okay. There's an old saying I love to remind my clients, and I remind others where I serve in leadership, on boards that I serve on. You know what? I know how to stay in my lane. So think of it that way. Your strengths are what you are excellent at, and that's the lane you stay in. Look at the lane next to you, because those are going to be the ones that you're not that strong at. And it's okay. But these are the weak areas. And these are the things that you usually avoid doing, the things you kind of procrastinate on. Like if you really have to make a list of 1 to 10, that is below 10. You don't even want to think about doing those things. Those are your weaknesses, and it's okay to have them. And one of the things I remind my clients, as a coach, my job is to really help you stretch in your strength zone and maybe help you improve a little bit in the weakness areas, but that's not where you're going to focus. You're going to focus on your strengths, because stretching you in your strength zone is excellent. Strengthening you past your comfort level in your strength zone is really what you want to do. Now let's talk a little about the concerns, because here's the thing, your concerns are usually the external things, and usually in a SWOT analysis, this is where we talk about your external opportunities and threats. But I want you to think a little bit differently on that. The external concerns are usually the things you cannot control. Hint, uh, a change in the economy, a downturn in the market. If you have a particular product that you sell and the product that complements yours, is having some financial issues, or, just think of it simple like this. If I own a beauty salon, and all of a sudden the entire industry has taken a hit, that can be that external concern that you have. And what we do is plan and strategize around that. So think about what are the external things that can affect your business, that can affect you as a person, that you don't have control of it. Marketplace, economy changing, complementary widgets that affect what you provide. I love a story we did some years ago in a marketing class, and remembering when Beta and VHS came out. Okay, I know I'm dating myself, but go back a little ways and think about that. And it's like, oh yeah, Beta and VHS, who has that now? No one. That's an external concern that says, what happens if your target market dwindles, or your target market completely changes what they have a desire for? So think about that. You've got to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, and concerns. Now, let me move us over just a little bit, and let's talk about the benefits of setting 12-week goals. For years in corporate America, as business owners, we set these huge long-term goals out, and we love that. We want that. I need to know where I want my business in 10 years, in 5 years, in 3 years. But here's the thing. It is a challenge when you think that far out on a daily basis. We don't do that. So the quarterly goals, the 12-week goals really, really has hit home, and it really pushed out at least 10 years ago. And then I have the information on the bottom. The 12-week yearbook that came out by Brian Moran is a phenomenal book. And here's the thing. It's not brand new information, but when somebody takes it and tackles it for you and breaks it down week by week, it made it so much easier, I think, for so many of us to just grasp it, get a hold of it, and let's see how we implement it. Here's why it is excellent to shift from the 12-year mentality, or the 12-month mentality, down to 12 weeks. And you notice I don't even like to use quarterly. I like to use 12 weeks because it doesn't matter when you start this. Whatever day it is, take this out 12 weeks from now and know where you need to be. So here's the benefits of doing that. It's easier to stay motivated. It's easier for you to stay motivated as the leader, as well as your team. It's much easier to prioritize what you need to accomplish by the end of 12 weeks than it is 12 months. It's easier to manage the performance. So if I know that I need our team, our department, to be at this particular goal by the end of 12 weeks, it's easier for me to manage performance on a monthly basis and then on a weekly basis. It's easier for you to increase accountability. You can increase the accountability because if I know that I don't have a 12-month goal, I have a 12-week goal, then I know that I don't get to procrastinate. I don't get to wait till the last minute, because every piece of the project cannot be done in a week. So there are going to be those things that you have really got to prioritize right, and you're going to be held accountable, not just on an annual basis, but on a quarterly basis, on a 12-week basis. Here's the other thing that is excellent when you shift to 12 weeks. It's easier for you to identify the successes and the failures early on. And I want to add the last piece in there as well, because now you get to set up a weekly strategy. So I have a 12-week goal. Now I have a weekly strategy. Every week, you know what you have to accomplish. Let me just throw a number out there. Let's say that your department goal has to produce 3,000 widgets. You have to bring on 3,000 new clients. You have to bring in, 3,000 whatever. It's easier for you to say, okay, that means that we need to bring in 1,000 each month. That's easier to say, hey, our goal is 250, every week. 250 whatever, 250 new clients every week is what we have to work on, 250 widgets every week. So guess what? So at the end of the week, did we succeed? Did we fail? Okay, we may give it a couple of more weeks. Okay, it's on week 3. We're not going to hit the monthly goal. We need to make some adjustments, and let's brainstorm and tackle that. So when you have a 12-week strategy, you now have a weekly strategy. I have my 12-week goal. I have a weekly strategy to hit the 12-week goal. Now I have an opportunity to identify what is excellent and working well, what's not working, that we now have an opportunity to adjust. That's the challenge when you only think of something on an annual basis, because if it's annual, I may not be checking numbers until December. Well, it's too late to fix something. It's too late to identify what's not working. You want to identify your successes and your failures early on, and you want to be able to set up a weekly strategy so that you can attain the goal each week, so that the 12-week goal doesn't come as a surprise whether you hit it or not. So here's what we've done. We have combined the two. We've combined the two. And by doing that, we have created a powerful strategy for your personal as well as for your business growth. So remember, we took a look at the 12-week goals, right? So we're looking at the 12-week goal. Brian Moran has the book out called The 12-Week Year. So we're looking at things on a 12-week calendar, right? And then we're going to develop the weekly strategy behind that. Here is the beauty of that. When I take a look at the 12-week goals and what you're going to do, because we created a 5-page document for you, and it's going to cover 5 particular areas for you, and I'll hit those in just a second. But the key that I want you to get is right here in this category, you're going to list 1 to 3 goals. And we've got 5 pages for you to work on. So it's going to be, here are the 1 to 3 goals for myself. You're going to have a document page for your business and career. You're going to have one for financial. You're going to have one for spiritual. And then you're going to have one for other. And your other can be anything. It can be a board that you serve on. It could be something specific you want for your family. It can be for anything else, but that's your other. What's the goal for your other? But here's what you're going to do. You're going to write down 1 to 3 goals. Not a lot. 1 to 3 goals for myself over the next 12 weeks. And then what you're going to talk about are, what are my strengths in reaching that goal? What are my weaknesses that I am going to hinder myself on? Where am I weak at that can keep me from achieving the goal? And then here's the third category you're going to do on here are, what are the concerns? What are those external factors that I may or may not have any control over that can dramatically impact me hitting my goal? And you're going to go through that on each document. Remember, you're going to have one for yourself. You're going to have one for your business and career. You're going to have one for financial. You're going to have one for spiritual. And then you're going to have one that you can call other. You're just going to jot down whatever you think that needs to be. So make sure that you hop over to our tptrainingcenter.com/shop. You want to go to our website, grab the 5-page document, print that out, and you want that for every quarter. You want to be able to have that document for every 12 weeks. I know I really have to catch myself. I still want to say quarter, but I don't like doing quarters. I like doing 12 weeks, because if I'm working with a client and we start this, in week, 5 of, the normal quarter, I don't want them to stop and we don't end it just because it's January, February, March. So your 12 weeks, know what the 12 weeks needs to be. You've got a start date and an end date on there so that you can stay on target. Don't wait till the traditional quarter starts or quarter ends to get started on this. We are so excited to bring this to you. Make sure you go to our website, take a look at it. You need to grab that document and get you and your department, your team, yourself organized and prepared to exceed your goals. So here's what you got to do. You got to take action now. Those of you who are interested in coaching, it's like, I don't know what coaching is. I don't know if I need it or don't want it. Book a complimentary coaching review call with me. Our website is on there. It's busybook.com/turning point. We look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.